Alright, Jonas, this one's for you. Sorry, this is my material, some crappy jute and my Mac charger. But this is what I have on hand. Alright, so you have your first service here. This is your new service. You're coming up against the lay, of course, after you finish. And then this is the old service on this side. And it's just taken off until you can find some really good material here, because you don't want to break it while you're trying to do the repair, so don't try to skimp on that. So what you want to do is serve up with your new service good and tight, all the turns together, all the way until you run up against the new stuff. So you served all the way up, and if you see any gap down here or something, then just keep serving. So really squeeze it in there. You'll press these two together the more you come around, and then you serve in there really well. But for this case, I'm going to just keep it a little bit loose, and that it's easy to do. But easy to show you, I should say. But once you get there, you can then back it off about 4 turns. So you back off the new service to 3 or 4 turns. Just do 3 for showing. And then you leave yourself this service loop in there, and if you have one of those nice little serving boards or something, it'll make your life a lot easier. If you don't have a serving board, make this loop really big, then you can fit your mallet in there. But then you take your new service and you serve right over that, back the 4 turns that you, since I only did 3, back 3 turns until you reach the new service. And when you're at the new service, after you finish the new service, the old service here is going to have to trap your new service. So the new service is pulled nice and tight the whole way to here. Make sure there's no gap in between this part. That's very important. You're just meeting these two together. So you'll take this loop that you've created and just start going backwards towards the old service. And so this is the new one, keeping everything tight. I'm going to lay it in there, and you'll see that it sort of blends in when you lay in the new one. So it just sort of turns back into that, and then you can sort of just keep that one, that tail to the new service, and unlay and tuck each turn, tail from the new service under the old, while you maintain this loop. And at this point, it doesn't have to be super tight, the old service, that is. And you should do this at least 4 turns. And of course, depending on your material. Yeah, well, this is horrible jute. But anyway, you can see what's happening here. And then when you get to your 4th turn, in the old service, you're just going to start back over top, and here you can lay in your serving board or whatever, and work your way back towards the new service, and stretch each turn of that up with the serving board until you get to the very end, which is the new service. Yeah. And then you pull it through until it's tight, and then you pull the new one again and just seat those in there really well, and that should do it. That's the vanishing method, and I think that's slightly different than the Kalmarnickel way. The Kalmarnickel probably lays in a pulling loop in one direction or something like that in order to pull that through, but it's basically the same concept. So enjoy.